is that example also relevant in the crypto space? Have you dabbled into that or just completely stayed away?
Completely stayed away. I don't understand anything. I do understand that that's the underlying technology, the blockchain technology, but rather than the actual currencies. But for me, no, that's I'm not intelligent enough to understand it, so I just keep away.
Let's talk a bit about identifying companies. You have the sort of the screening strategy and you have the gut feeling. You
Yeah.
really rely on the gut feeling. And I think it's important to maybe be specific about what gut feeling is, because gut feeling isn't necessarily waking up in the morning, having an idea in the shower, but it's
No.
based on millions of experiences and data points. How
Yeah.
would you sort of describe that feeling?
Yeah, to start off, I'm really cheating in one way because I'm working with this. We have banks, institutions, fund companies, and a lot of listed companies as customers. So I, at every single point in time, have one of my screens that's a terminal. You will just news flow, share prices, and so on. So one eye is always there. I don't read everything, but I read a lot, and I see a lot, and I hear a lot. I speak to a lot of people, so sometimes a name just pops up and I don't always know where it comes from, but it's like a condensed uh, piece of information where I've seen a company name, heard a good investor talking about a specific underlying trend. At the same time, that company took a 5G order, and this happened, and this happened, and it just adds up to, okay, now I have to put in the time into this company. And of course, I misses a lot of stuff by just relying on those ideas coming to me. But it's enough. I just have to swing on those 5 to 10 balls, and I have a new company in my portfolio maybe every year. So that's fine. I don't have to find them all. And screening can be good. I have found investments that way. It's not that I rule it out. It's just that sometimes it's a little bit false security in those type of, if you only go about it that way, I think you will miss a lot, because investing is much more complex than that.
It makes sense. I think another, I will say, like cheating point is that being an entrepreneur yourself, you also have a very unique insight into really understanding the business models of the companies.
Yeah.
How can we break that down?
Yeah, that's totally it. So the main weakness, if I can say, that I see in other investors is that they've learned the talk and learned how to speak about investments, and they sound super smart. But when you try to really talk about how the pricing will change when they can't do this or can't do that, or why recurring revenue is so much better than selling this product through a really super solid scalable distribution network, then you sometimes see that they're more like traders than investors. They've learned how to talk about the story, and that's fine, but then you should adapt your knowledge base or your like ambition with your strategy, and don't think that you are a long-term investor, because then the first bad period you will just throw the holding out and say nothing to no one because you're ashamed. So yes, that's been a really good piece in the toolbox to understand companies. And when we ran our first company, Introduce, I held investor presentations. So I did 1 to 3 investor presentation every day for 4 years. And sometimes I sat and listened to a Polish subcontractor that did something super boring, but I gathered like pieces of information that I'd really used in other cases. So learning about different industries, different business models, different distribution chains, different ways of pricing things. You can never hear enough of that, because you will use those pieces in the puzzle when you visit your next case.